Before humanity understood the secrets of the world's largest reef, before science revealed what is hidden among its coral branches, there already existed a world where beauty could conceal death. In the heart of the Great Barrier Reef, among crystal clear waters, brilliant colours and coral labyrinths, hidden hunters wait in silence for the perfect moment to strike. Welcome to the Great Barrier Reef, hidden hunters of the reef. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to provide us with more motivation to continue creating quality content. Don't forget to comment below with your thoughts on the video and tell us where you are watching from, so we can join the conversation. May God bless everyone with health, peace, and a love for nature. Let's begin. In the deep and crystalline currents surrounding tropical reefs, an unmistakable silhouette emerges that defies all the architectural logic of nature. The great hammerhead shark, known scientifically as Sphyrna mocaron, is the absolute sovereign of sensory evolution in the oceans. Its presence in the marine ecosystem is that of a silent watchman, patrolling from coastal waters to the abysses of the open sea. The most amazing feature of its anatomy is its laterally expanded head, a unique biological structure called a cephalofoil. This hammer shape is not an aesthetic whim, but a masterpiece of hydrodynamic engineering that provides superior lift during swimming. With a length that can reach 6 meters, this giant of the seas is an imposing predator that dominates the water column with grace and power. Its weight can reach 450 kilograms, a formidable muscular mass designed for the pursuit of fast and agile prey on the reef. The arrangement of its eyes at the ends of the cephalofoil gives it 360-degree binocular vision, allowing it to see up and down simultaneously. This panoramic vision provides excellent depth perception, a crucial tactical advantage for locating targets in the blue vastness. In addition to its superior sight, the hammerhead shark is a prodigy of electroreception thanks to the ampullae of Lorenzini distributed throughout its head. The cephalofoil functions like a large surface antenna, picking up the microscopic electric fields generated by the heartbeat of its prey. This ability allows it to detect animals hidden under the sand of the seabed, acting as an extremely precise biological metal detector. The hammerhead shark moves at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour, using the edges of its head to make tight turns with amazing maneuverability. Under the dappled light of the reef, the hunter begins its search, moving its head rhythmically from side to scan the terrain. Its favorite target is the ray, a bottom dweller that relies on its camouflage to avoid detection by common predators. Upon locating the ray's electrical signal, the hammerhead shark explodes into a downward striking action with surgical precision. It uses the flat surface of its head to pin the ray against the seafloor, neutralizing its defenses before delivering the final blow. Its jaws are equipped with triangular, serrated teeth, capable of exerting a bite force of 500 newtons to tear through tough tissues. Unlike other sharks, the hammerhead shows a natural resistance to the poisonous barbs of rays, demonstrating its specialization as an elite hunter. In the open sea, these predators can congregate in schools of up to 100 individuals, establishing complex social hierarchies based on size. Communication between them is carried out through subtle body movements and changes in posture that maintain order within the group. The hammerhead shark is a tireless traveller, covering distances of thousands of kilometres on its seasonal migratory routes across the globe. Its ecological role is vital to maintaining the health of the coral reef, eliminating weak individuals and controlling populations of mesopredators. As a keystone species, its presence guarantees marine biodiversity and the balance of power in the food chain of tropical paradises. Despite its imposing appearance, the hammerhead shark is vulnerable to the pressure of overfishing, finding itself in critical danger of extinction. The protection of its habitats and the creation of large-scale marine sanctuaries are essential to ensure the survival of this architect of the seas. The hammerhead shark remains one of the greatest enigmas of marine biology, a creature where form and function meet in perfect harmony. Its silhouette, moving between the blue and the light, is the wild heartbeat of the deep ocean, a force of nature that demands our respect and care. Every movement of its hammerhead is a lesson in sensory strategy, allowing it to navigate a world full of electrical secrets and shadows. In the great cycle of oceanic life, the great hammerhead shark reigns as the guardian of the reefs, the ultimate hunter of the crystal abyss. Its existence is the supreme testimony to the wild power and beauty of evolution that still prospers under the eternal waves of our planet. By protecting the hammerhead shark, we safeguard the future of the seas, allowing this legend of peripheral eyes to continue patrolling the coral realms. In the gloomiest and deepest crevices of the reef, a silent assassin dwells, waiting with infinite patience under the shadow of the coral. The moray eel, belonging to the family Muraenidae, is the undisputed sovereign of rocky labyrinths and a master of terror by ambush. Its domain extends through all the tropical and temperate seas of the globe, where the crystal-clear water hides its serpentine and lethal figure. With a physiognomy that evokes ancient mythical creatures, this predator has renounced pectoral fins to glide through impossible cavities. The giant moray can reach a length of 3 meters, a robust and elongated body that moves with disturbing agility among the coral. With a weight of up to 30 kilograms, its physical structure is a mass of pure muscle designed to catch and drag its victims into the darkness. Its skin lacks scales and is recumbent with a layer of protective mucus that often contains toxins to repel other predators. The patterns of its skin function as artistic camouflage, allowing it to blend in with the textures and shadows of limestone walls. It possesses limited vision in the penumbra of caves, but compensates for this deficiency with a sense of smell that borders on biological perfection. Its tubular nostrils act as chemical radars, detecting the presence of prey at a distance of several meters through microscopic traces. The moray eel opens and closes its mouth rhythmically to pump water to its gills, a gesture that gives it a threatening and predatory appearance. Its jaws are equipped with long teeth as sharp as crystals, curved backward to prevent any victim from escaping its grip. The moray's secret weapon is a second pair of jaws located in its throat, known technically as pharyngeal jaws. This unique structure projects forward to seize the prey and drag it directly into the esophagus with an irresistible mechanical force. It is the only known animal to use this double bite system, an evolutionary adaptation that guarantees the success of each capture in confined spaces. The hunt begins when an unsuspecting fish swims near the entrance of its lair, ignoring the presence of the golden eyes watching it. In a lightning movement, the moray launches its head out of the crevice with an acceleration exceeding 10 kilometers per hour. The impact of its teeth on the victim's tissue generates a pressure force of 400 newtons, blocking any attempt at resistance. Once the pharyngeal jaws are anchored, the moray retreats into the interior of its cave, sealing the fate of its nightly banquet. Its brute force is so massive that it can fracture the bones of large crustaceans and fish with amazing ease. The moray eel is an opportunistic hunter that patrols the reefs under the moonlight, turning the coral paradise into an invisible battlefield. It often establishes symbiotic relationships with cleaner shrimp, allowing them to enter its mouth to remove parasites and food scraps. This biological truce demonstrates an adaptive intelligence, maintaining its oral health in exchange for protection for the small crustacean. The predator has also been observed hunting in a coordinated way with the grouper, an unusual alliance to maximize success in the marine labyrinth. As a keystone species, the moray regulates populations of octopuses and reef fish, ensuring that biodiversity is kept in balance. Its presence is an indicator of the health of the coral ecosystem, a biological barometer of the vigor of tropical oceans. Despite its reputation for aggressiveness, this animal avoids unnecessary contact, using its lethal power only for subsistence or extreme defense. The moray eel remains as the ghost of the reefs, a figure of mystery and efficiency that reigns in the shadows with an iron will. Every movement of its serpentine body is a lesson in survival, a reminder that danger often waits where we cannot see. The cycle of life on the reef continues under the watch of this hidden sentinel, the definitive hunter of the coral labyrinth. Among the poisonous tentacles that dance to the rhythm of the tide, a small warrior of vibrant colors emerges who has conquered danger. The clownfish, known scientifically as Amphiprioninae, is the most daring and charismatic inhabitant of coral reefs. This small sovereign, barely 10 centimeters in length, defies death by living in the heart of a biological trap, the sea anemone. While other fish would die paralyzed by the venom of the nematocysts, the clownfish glides among them with absolute confidence. Its secret weapon is a layer of protective mucus that covers its scales, a chemical barrier that tricks the anemone into not firing its darts. This strategic alliance is one of the most fascinating examples of mutualistic symbiosis existing on planet Earth. The clownfish acts as a tireless guardian, defending its anemone from hungry predators like the butterfly fish. In exchange, the anemone provides an impenetrable fortress 1 meter in diameter where the small fish finds refuge against large hunters. The social life of these inhabitants is strict and complex, governed by a dominant alpha female who leads the group with absolute authority. As protandrous hermaphrodites, the largest male will transform into a female if the leader disappears, ensuring the continuity of the family lineage. The clownfish usually does not stray more than 1 meter from its home, turning its reef into a territory of constant vigilance and mutual care. In addition to protection, the fish cleans its host by removing parasites and providing vital nutrients through its own waste. During the breeding season, the male meticulously cleans an area of rock near the base of the anemone to deposit hundreds of eggs. This selfless father fans the eggs with his fins to oxygenate them, maintaining a constant flow of water in the saline environment. The eggs hatch after 10 days, releasing microscopic larvae that must navigate the vastness of the ocean before finding their own anemone. The success of this journey is vital to the health of the ecosystem, allowing the dispersal of the species across kilometers of coral formations. As a keystone species, the clownfish is a biological barometer that indicates the vitality of the reefs and the purity of tropical waters. Its disappearance would alter the balance of power in the marine microworld, affecting the survival of anemones and other associated species. The clownfish remains the eternal symbol of cooperation and resilient beauty that flourishes in the midst of mortal danger. In the great cycle of the ocean, this small acrobat with white stripes continues patrolling its fortress of tentacles under the light of the infinite sun. On the vibrant borders where the reef meets the open ocean, a tireless patroller emerges who personifies order and authority. The reef shark, known scientifically as Carchahinus amblyrhynchos, is the ruler of shallow waters and the architect of marine balance. Its presence in the tropical ecosystems of the Indian and Pacific Oceans guarantees that the health of the corals remains intact under its watch. This apex predator possesses a hydrodynamic torpedo-shaped body designed for superior maneuverability among limestone labyrinths. With an average length of 2.5 meters, its physique is a perfect combination of lightness and concentrated muscular power for immediate action. Its weight of up to 35 kilograms allows it to make sharp turns and sudden accelerations that belie its apparently calm and majestic swimming. The shark's skin is covered by millions of dermal denticles that reduce water friction and allow it to glide in absolute silence. Its senses are tuned for sensory warfare, starting with the ampullae of Lorenzini that detect microscopic electric fields of its victims. The shark's lateral line picks up vibrations and pressure changes in the water, allowing it to locate wounded prey from a great distance. It possesses exceptional night vision, thanks to the tapetum lucidum that multiplies the scarce starlight in the depths of the reef. The reef shark is a master of the constant patrol, covering kilometers of territory each day to maintain its status as a dominant occupant. The hunt begins with deep stealth, where the shark uses the shadows of coral overhangs to hide its threatening silhouette. Upon locating a school of fish or a cephalopod, the predator explodes into a high-speed run, reaching 50 kilometers per hour. It uses the complex geometry of the reef to its advantage, cornering its victims in dead ends where escape is biologically impossible. The attack is a lightning bolt of mechanical precision, where the shark projects its jaws forward to ensure a definitive and lethal grip. Its teeth are triangular and finely serrated, designed to tear flesh and crush bones with an efficiency perfected over millennia. It possesses a bite force of 700 newtons, a massive power that guarantees no prey can break free from its steel embrace. Compared to other larger sharks, the reef shark stands out for its extreme agility in confined and hostile spaces. Its role as a controller of the food chain is vital to avoid overpopulation of medium-sized fish that could deplete coral resources. As a keystone species, its presence indicates a healthy ecosystem where life and death flow in a dynamic and perfect balance. The shark demonstrates superior tactical intelligence by hunting in a coordinated way during the hours of twilight and total darkness. Communication between individuals is carried out through changes in body posture and exaggerated swimming to warn about territorial limits or threats. Despite its ferocity, this animal is a cautious being that prefers the efficiency of the ambush rather than direct and unnecessary confrontation. Its high metabolism requires constant feeding, which forces it to patrol tirelessly under the tropical sun and cold currents. The reef shark is the guardian of the underwater gardens, a figure of power that dominates the coral stage with an iron will. Each movement of its fins is a lesson in survival and extreme adaptation in one of the most competitive environments on planet Earth. The cycle of life on the reef continues under its silent watch, ensuring that biodiversity remains vibrant for future generations. Its existence is the supreme testimony to the wild power and beauty of evolution, reigning in the blue abyss with a gaze of steel. The shark remains the definitive hunter of the tropical paradise, a sovereign that protects its kingdom with lethal and perfect efficiency. As long as the waves keep breaking over the coral, the shadow of the shark will continue patrolling the waters, ensuring the eternity of untamed nature. In the blue vastness of the oceans, a serene and ancestral figure emerges that has sailed the marine currents since the era of the dinosaurs. The green turtle, known scientifically as Chelonia midas, is the most tireless and emblematic navigator of the coral paradises. Its name comes from the color of its body fat, the result of a specialized diet based on algae and seagrasses. With a smooth shell that can reach 1.5 meters in length, its anatomy is a masterpiece of hydrodynamics for transoceanic travel. This gentle giant can weigh up to 200 kilograms, an imposing mass that glides with amazing lightness under the waves. Its front fins act as powerful oars, allowing it to cross immense distances with superior energy efficiency. This internal compass allows it to perform epic migrations of more than 2,000 kilometers between its feeding areas and its birth beaches. After decades of maturation, the turtle returns with surgical precision to the same shore where it hatched years ago. The ascent up the beach is a demonstration of extreme resistance, dragging its heavy body out of its natural element under the light of the moon. It uses its back fins to dig a deep nest in the sand, a work of instinctive engineering to protect its future offspring. It deposits approximately 100 spherical eggs, ensuring the continuity of a lineage that has survived planetary cataclysms. During this process, it secretes a liquid through its eyes to remove excess salt, a gesture that often looks like a tear of effort. After fulfilling its mission, the mother returns to the ocean, letting the heat of the sand act as a natural biological incubator. The success of the hatching depends on the temperature of the soil, a critical factor that determines the gender of the small hatchlings. As a gardener of the seas, the green turtle maintains the health of seagrass meadows by consuming them selectively. Without its activity, the seagrass would become too dense, preventing the flow of nutrients and oxygenation of the sediments. However, this ancient giant today faces its greatest challenge: the destructive presence of human beings in its migratory routes. Plastic pollution is a death trap, as turtles mistake floating bags for jellyfish, their occasional food. Abandoned fishing nets capture thousands of individuals each year, causing suffocation in an animal that needs to rise to the surface to breathe. The loss of nesting beaches due to tourism development drastically reduces the survival opportunities of new generations. Climate change alters the temperature of the sand, causing a gender imbalance that puts the biological future of the species at risk. It is a keystone species whose protection guarantees the integrity of reef ecosystems and the health of global oceans. International cooperation to protect its sanctuaries is the only hope for this traveller to continue crossing the waves far out to sea. Each turtle that survives to adulthood is a triumph of wildlife over the adversity of a changing world. The green turtle remains as the silent guardian of the abysses, a symbol of patience and wisdom in the blue heart of the planet. Its eternal journey is the heartbeat of marine biodiversity, a lesson in persistence that we must value and safeguard for eternity. In the vast theatre of the open ocean, an ethereal figure emerges that seems to ignore the laws of hydrodynamics to dance among the currents: the giant manta ray. This sovereign of the abysses, known scientifically as Mobula birostris, is the largest and most majestic ray inhabiting planet Earth. Its wingspan is a wonder of biological engineering, reaching a width of 9 meters that dominates the underwater horizon with a colossal presence. With a weight that can reach 2,000 kilograms, its physique is a perfect combination of imposing mass and aerial lightness under the waves. Unlike its close relatives, the manta lacks a poisonous stinger, trusting fully in its size and speed to navigate the blue world. It moves with a hypnotic elegance, reaching a speed of 24 kilometers per hour when it decides to ply the deep oceanic currents. The design of its flat an aerodynamic body allows the water to flow without resistance, optimizing every gram of energy in its long migratory journeys. It possesses a prodigious intelligence, with the largest ratio of brain to body of any fish known to modern science. Scientific studies suggest that mantas could possess self-awareness, passing mirror tests that only the most advanced mammals manage to decipher. In the front part of its head, two flexible cephalic fins act as biological funnels to direct nutrient-rich water toward its mouth. The manta is a specialized filter feeder that daily consumes enormous amounts of zooplankton and small silverfish. During the banquet, it performs somatosensory turns and 360-degree flips to maximize the capture of food in nutrient-rich areas. It is spectacular to see it swimming in the midst of schools of thousands of small fish, creating a visual contrast between the blue giant and the shimmering silver. Mantas are social beings that often visit cleaning stations, where small fish remove parasites from their soft skin in a symbiotic way. Its skin possesses unique spot patterns on the belly, functioning like a biological fingerprint that allows scientists to identify each individual. Despite its massive size, the manta can jump completely out of the water, breaking the surface with a mechanical force of thousands of newtons. These spectacular jumps can be a form of group communication, a mating ritual, or a tactic to detach persistent parasites. The giant manta ray travels distances of thousands of kilometers, navigating the oceans with an internal compass tuned by the planet's magnetic fields. As a keystone species, its biological health reflects the purity of the open ocean and the abundance of life in reef and high seas ecosystems. However, this angel of the abyss faces serious threats due to overfishing and degradation of the oceans by human activity. The reproduction rate of the manta is extremely low, giving birth to a single offspring every 2 or 3 years after a gestation of 12 months. This biological vulnerability makes the protection of its marine sanctuaries an urgent conservation mission for global biodiversity. In the great cycle of oceanic life, the manta represents the perfect harmony between raw power and absolute delicacy. Its flight under the sun filtered by water is a reminder of the majesty that still survives in the deepest corners of our world. By safeguarding the manta, we protect the heartbeat of the deep blue, ensuring that these giants continue patrolling the seas for eternity. The giant manta ray remains as the guardian of the submerged horizons, the indomitable spirit that unites the sky and the sea in a single dance. Each flap of its wings is a testimony of evolutionary perfection, a structure of cartilage and muscle that dominates the liquid stage with an iron will. The cycle of life continues under its benevolent shadow, maintaining the balance of the oceans in an eternal dance of peace and wild power. In the heart of the coral gardens, a colossal figure emerges that moves with the parsimony of an ancient emperor, the Napoleon fish. Known scientifically as Chilinus undulatus, this giant is the largest member of the Rasa family in the entire Indian and Pacific Oceans. Its physiognomy is unmistakable, highlighting a frontal protrusion over its eyes that recalls the iconic hat of the French general. The patterns of its skin are a biological work of art, with intricate lines that look like maps engraved in a palette of electric blue and emerald green. This sovereign of the reef can reach an astonishing length of 2 meters, dominating the underwater stage with an unparalleled physical presence. With a weight reaching 190 kilograms, its robust structure makes it one of the heaviest bony fish patrolling tropical waters. Its lips are thick and fleshy, designed to suck and catch prey hiding in the deepest crevices of the limestone. It possesses a jaw equipped with powerful pharyngeal teeth, capable of exerting a bite force of 800 newtons to crush shells. The Napoleon fish is a specialized predator that consumes toxic animals, such as the crown-of-thorns starfish and sea hares. Its ecological role is vital, since by feeding on the crown-of-thorns starfish, it actively protects the health and structure of the coral reef. Without the watch of this giant, populations of coral predators would explode, destroying the biological foundations of the marine paradise. Despite its imposing size, it is known for its curious and gentle temperament, often interacting with divers in a peaceful way. It is a diurnal forager that covers distances of several kilometers each day, patrolling the outer slopes of the reef in search of food. When night falls, the Napoleon fish seeks refuge in coral caves to sleep, reducing its metabolism under the light of sea stars. The biology of this animal is fascinating, being a protogynous hermaphrodite that can change its gender from female to male according to social needs. This transformation process ensures that there is always a dominant male to lead the colony and protect the reproductive territory, with a longevity exceeding 30 years. Each individual is a living record of the biological history of its coral environment. However, its slow growth and late maturity make it extremely vulnerable to the pressure of overfishing and illegal fishing. It is listed as an endangered species, which has prompted international conservation efforts to ban its trade. As a keystone species, its protection is the umbrella under which hundreds of other minor creatures that depend on the health of the reef take refuge. The Napoleon fish remains as the guardian of the submerged gardens, a majestic figure that symbolizes the resilience and fragility of the ocean. Every time it crosses the deep blue with its wise gaze, it reminds us of the importance of safeguarding the greatest treasures of wildlife. The cycle of life in the coral continues under its benevolent shadow, ensuring that the biological balance of the seas remains intact. In the vibrant labyrinths of the coral gardens lives a being that defies the limits of biological reality, a phantom capable of vanishing before our very eyes. The reef octopus, known scientifically as Octopus cyanea, is the undisputed ruler of metamorphosis and the most brilliant illusionist of the blue abyss. Its physiognomy is a triumph of soft evolution, completely lacking bones to achieve a flexibility that allows it to flow through cracks only 3 centimeters wide. It possesses an alien anatomy with 3 hearts and blue blood rich in hemocyanin, optimized to transport oxygen in the thermal variations of the reef. The true magic of this cephalopod lies in its skin, a massive sensory organ equipped with millions of specialized cells called chromatophores. These cells act like biological pixels, allowing it to change its color and pattern in less than 100 milliseconds, a transformation speed that exceeds any human technology. In addition to color, it uses muscular papillae to alter the texture of its skin, imitating with surgical precision the roughness of a stone or the softness of sand. The octopus is a prodigy of decentralized intelligence, with a nervous system that distributes 500 million neurons along its 8 tentacles. Each arm possesses its own autonomy, capable of exploring, tasting, and reacting independently to the chemical stimuli of the marine environment. Its eyes are high-resolution biological cameras that process polarized light, giving it the power to see through the camouflage of other coral inhabitants. The hunt begins with absolute stealth, where the octopus moves like a fluid shadow, adopting the exact appearance of the substrate on which it walks. Upon locating an unsuspecting crab, the predator uses the parachute technique, expanding its membrane between the tentacles to trap the prey in a net of flesh. Once captured, the victim is subdued by 2,000 powerful suckers that act with a collective suction force capable of immobilizing any escape attempt. The octopus uses its chitin beak, similar to that of a parrot, to pierce the crustacean's exoskeleton with a bite force of 150 newtons. It injects saliva loaded with cephalotoxins that paralyze the prey's nervous system in a matter of seconds, facilitating the digestion of internal tissues. If faced with a larger predator, like a moray eel, the octopus deploys its ultimate defense, a black ink curtain composed of melanin and mucus. This biological smoke cloud not only blinds the attacker, but contains compounds that confuse the predator's sense of smell for several meters in radius. It uses jet propulsion to escape at a speed of 15 kilometers per hour, expelling water through its siphon with surprising mechanical force. The reef octopus is an architect of the marine landscape, collecting shells and stones to build and fortify the entrance to its secret lair. Its intelligence allows it to use tools and solve complex problems, a cognitive capacity that situates it as the most advanced invertebrate on planet Earth. As a specialized predator, it regulates populations of crustaceans and mollusks, maintaining the biological balance and health of coral reefs. Its life is an ephemeral dance of power and deception, as these camouflage geniuses usually live only between 1 and 2 years before fulfilling their final reproductive cycle. The octopus remains as the guardian of the coral's secrets, a phantom of 1,000 colors that reigns in the twilight with an iron will and a brilliant mind. Every change of its skin is a testimony of evolutionary perfection, a masterpiece of nature that continues to amaze modern science under the waves. On the seafloor, where the reef meets the sedimentary sand, lies a silent warrior who has perfected the art of deception to invisibility. The stonefish, known scientifically as Sinancea verrucosa, is the undisputed sovereign of the ambush and the most poisonous fish inhabiting the oceans. Its appearance is a triumph of mimetic evolution, with a body that imitates with absolute precision the rough texture and color of volcanic rock. The stonefish's skin is covered with wart-like bumps and is often colonized by algae and small coral polyps. This biological armor allows it to blend in with the limestone environment, becoming an inert and invisible object to any unsuspecting eye. With an average length of 35 centimeters and a weight of 2 kilograms, this predator is a block of muscle and venom designed for total immobility. The stonefish can remain motionless for hours under the sun filtered by the water, waiting patiently for food to swim toward its mouth. Its definitive weapon lies in its dorsal fin, a crown of death composed of 13 robust and sharp spines like hypodermic needles. Each spine is connected to 2 venom glands located at the base, which are activated instantly at the slightest external pressure. When stepped on or pressed down, the stonefish injects extremely potent neurotoxins and cardiotoxins through its bony channels. The venom causes pain of unbearable magnitude, described as the most extreme agony a human being can experience in the marine environment. This chemical load can cause muscle paralysis, cardiogenic shock, and death within a few hours if an antidote is not administered. Despite its defensive lethality, the stonefish is a surgical ambush hunter that feeds on small fish and crustaceans from the reef. Its attack is one of the fastest movements recorded in the animal kingdom, occurring in just 0.015 seconds of absolute time. It uses a massive suction mechanism, opening its huge mouth to create a vacuum that swallows the victim whole before they can react. The force of the water flow generated during suction can reach several newtons, ensuring that no prey escapes its death trap. It is a resilient inhabitant that can survive out of the water for up to 24 hours during low tides, waiting for the return of the oceanic flow. As a keystone species, the stonefish regulates populations of minor fish, maintaining biological balance in the transition zones of the reef. Its presence is a reminder that in the coral paradise, the most extreme danger is often dressed in stone and absolute silence. The stonefish remains as the architect of lethal deception, a warrior who reigns on the seafloor with granite armor and legendary venom. In coastal lagoons where sunlight bathes the underwater meadows, a legendary creature dwells, surrounded by myths and peace, the dugong. Known scientifically as dugong dugong, this marine mammal is the only living member of the family Dugongidae. Its figure has inspired sailors of ancient times, who called it the mermaid of the sea for its silhouette moving through the mist of the water. With a robust body that can reach 3 meters in length, its presence on the reef is a testimony to evolutionary serenity. This giant can weigh up to 400 kilograms, an imposing physical mass that floats with perfect neutrality thanks to its dense bones. Its anatomy is a masterpiece of hydrostatic adaptation, allowing it to remain submerged while grazing on the seafloor. Unlike manatees, its tail has a crescent shape similar to that of a dolphin, granting it constant propulsion power. Its front fins function as precision oars for maneuvering over the substrate while it searches for its only food, seagrass. The dugong is an obligate herbivore that daily consumes up to 40 kilograms of aquatic vegetation to maintain its energy levels. It possesses a downward-facing snout equipped with fleshy lips and sensitive sensory bristles acting as tactile radars on the sand. Its mouth functions like a powerful biological vacuum, uprooting seagrasses with a force of 200 newtons. When feeding, the dugong leaves visible traces of its passage through the meadows, aerating the sediment and facilitating the growth of new leaves. It breathes through nostrils located on the top of its head, rising to the surface every 6 minutes to renew its oxygen. It is a silent traveler moving at 10 kilometers per hour, although it can accelerate to escape if it detects a threat. Its inner ear is extremely sensitive, allowing it to pick up the low frequencies of a boat's motor at a distance of several kilometers. As a keystone species, its presence guarantees the health and biodiversity of seagrass ecosystems in tropical oceans. However, this angel of the sea today faces a critical danger of extinction due to the massive loss of its coastal habitat. Water pollution and urban development reduce underwater meadows, leaving the dugong without its only source of subsistence. Abandoned fishing nets are death traps where hundreds of individuals get caught and perish from suffocation each year. Being a slow-growing animal, its population recovery capacity is limited in the face of human destructive pressure. The protection of its sanctuaries is vital to ensure that the real siren of the ocean does not disappear forever from the biological map. The dugong remains the guardian of the blue meadows, a symbol of nobility and peace that reigns in the silence of the reef. Every movement of its tail in the crystal clear water is a lesson in coexistence and respect for the most fragile treasures of the wild world. The cycle of life in the sea continues under its gentle gaze, ensuring that the biological balance of the Earth remains alive. In the shadows of underwater gardens, a sinister figure emerges that does not seek the peace of the reef, but its total annihilation. The crown of thorns starfish, known scientifically as Acanthusta plantae, is the greatest biological threat to the living corals of planet Earth. Its physiognomy evokes a crown of martyrdom, armed with up to 21 arms covered with venomous spines, sharp as biological daggers. With a diameter that can reach 0.4 meters, this predator is a machine of mass destruction moving silently over the seafloor. Its spines contain plancitoxins, potent chemical substances that cause extreme pain and momentary paralysis in any creature that attempts to attack it. The attack of this starfish is a slow and ruthless chemical execution that transforms the vitality of the coral into a white desert. Upon locating a coral colony, the starfish projects its stomach out of its body to wrap around the living polyps with its internal tissues. It injects powerful digestive enzymes that dissolve the coral's organic matter, turning life into a nutritious liquid that it absorbs with ease. A single individual is capable of devouring 6 square meters of living coral every year, leaving behind only inert calcium skeletons. The true terror occurs during population explosions, where thousands of individuals invade the reef in a massive plague that defies natural balance. These infestations can reduce living coral cover from 80% to less than 5% in a matter of a few months. The cause of this biological chaos is often the disappearance of its natural predators, such as the Triton snail and the great Napoleon fish. Without the watch of these sovereigns, the crown of thorns starfish becomes the architect of ruin beneath the waves. Its regeneration capacity is amazing. If an arm is severed, it can regenerate its entire body from a small fragment. A female can release up to 60 million eggs in a single spawning season, guaranteeing an invasion of epic scale if conditions are favorable. The fight to save the reef requires divers to intervene by injecting vinegar or citric acid to stop the destroyers surgically. Each starfish eliminated represents a new opportunity for the coral to recover its territory and its vibrant biodiversity. The cycle of life in the sea depends on our ability to protect the predators that keep this giant of 1,000 spines at bay. The crown-of-thorns starfish remains as the sentinel of imbalance, a reminder of the fragility of paradise before the fury of nature. In the swaying forests of seagrass and coral labyrinths, a small warrior emerges whose apparent fragility hides one of evolution's most fascinating adaptations. The seahorse, known scientifically as hippocampus, is the absolute sovereign of mimicry and delicacy in the kingdom of bony fish. Unlike other reef inhabitants, this animal lacks scales, protecting its body with an armor of bony plates integrated under its thin skin. Its physiognomy evokes the figure of a mythological steed, with an arched neck and an elongated snout designed for surgical precision in feeding. The seahorse's eyes are sensory prodigies, capable of moving independently to monitor the environment in a 360-degree radius. This binocular vision allows it to locate small crustaceans while remaining alert to the shadow of any predator patrolling shallow waters. It is the undisputed master of camouflage, altering its color and skin texture to blend in with algae and coral in a matter of a few minutes. Its most versatile biological weapon is the prehensile tail, a muscular structure that allows it to anchor itself firmly to marine vegetation to resist strong currents. This tail functions like a precision hand, giving it the stability needed to stalk its prey without being dragged away by the ocean's flow. The seahorse is not a fast swimmer, moving at a maximum speed of 0.01 kilometers per hour through the rapid vibration of its dorsal fin. Its hunting technique is based on massive suction, using its tubular snout as a high-powered biological vacuum to swallow food. Upon locating its victim, the fish performs a lightning movement of the head to suck in the small shrimp in an imperceptible fraction of a millisecond. But the most legendary feature of its biology lies in its unique reproductive system, where the male takes on the role of gestation. It possesses an incubator pouch on its belly, a biological receptacle designed to protect and nourish the eggs deposited by the female. During courtship, the couple performs a synchronized dance several meters long, intertwining their tails in a ritual of loyalty and coordination. The male fertilizes and incubates up to 1,500 eggs over a period of 45 days, providing oxygen and nutrients through a complex capillary network. Childbirth is an act of extreme physical strength, where the father suffers muscular contractions to expel the small fry into the outside world. After birth, the fry weighing barely a few grams must fend for themselves, facing the dangers of the reef with an innate survival instinct. Less than 1% of newborns will reach maturity, a statistic highlighting the fragility and biological value of each individual. As a keystone species, the seahorse is a vital indicator of the health of seagrass meadows and the purity of coastal ecosystems. Its presence ensures that small crustacean populations remain balanced, maintaining the biological integrity of submerged gardens. The seahorse remains the guardian of green shadows, the crystal warrior who reigns in the silence of the reef with an indomitable will. Its existence is the supreme testimony to the beauty and complexity of evolution, a masterpiece of nature that we must protect for eternity. On the infinite horizon, where the blue of the sky fades with the crystal of the ocean, the most colossal and majestic silhouette that has ever crossed the seas emerges. The humpback whale, known scientifically as Megaptera novaeangliae, is the supreme nomad of the abysses and the eternal singer-songwriter of the depths. This titan of the oceans reaches an astonishing length of 16 meters, a massive physical structure that displaces 40,000 kilograms of weight with unexpected grace. Its pectoral fins are the longest of all cetaceans, extending up to 5 meters in length to act as stabilizers in thermal currents. The humpback whale stars in one of the animal kingdom's most epic migrations, traveling more than 8,000 kilometers from the poles to the tropics. Upon reaching the warm waters surrounding coral reefs, these giants seek refuge to give birth and raise the next generation of blue warriors. The most mystical feature of its biology is its complex song, a symphony of moans and cries that can last up to 20 minutes per session. These sound vibrations can travel hundreds of kilometers through the water column, allowing social communication on a transoceanic scale. The relationship between the mother and the calf is a testimony of love and protection, always swimming in a choreography of constant physical contact. The calf consumes 400 liters of fat-rich milk daily, allowing it to gain weight at a dizzying pace to survive the cold of the open ocean. The mother uses her massive body as a biological shield to protect her calf from attacks by orcas and large, hungry sharks. The most powerful show of its strength is the breach or jump, where the whale drives its body out of the water, defying gravity. When falling on the surface, it generates an impact force of millions of newtons, creating a roar that echoes like underwater thunder. It also uses its pectoral fins to slap the water with massive mechanical power, a form of visual and tactile communication between individuals. Despite its size, the humpback whale is a peaceful filter feeder consuming small prey through its keratin baleen plates. It breathes through a double blowhole located on the top of its head, launching a jet of water vapor that reaches 3 meters in height. As a keystone species, the humpback whale functions as a nutrient pump, fertilizing the oceans through its cycle of feeding and excretion. Its presence in coral reefs during the winter is a symbol of the health of the seas and the recovery of wildlife on a global scale. The future of these giants depends on our ability to protect their migratory routes from noise pollution and sea traffic. The humpback whale remains the eternal guardian of the oceans, the spirit of freedom that unites continents with its songs of hope. Between the coral pillars and open waters, a bolt of pure silver emerges that watches the reef with a cold and calculating gaze. The great barracuda, known scientifically as Sphaerina barracuda, possesses an elongated hydrodynamic body that allows it to glide through the water with minimal friction. Its prominent lower jaw is armed with teeth as sharp as crystal daggers, designed to tear and crush the flesh of its victims in an instant. Upon detecting the flash of a school of small fish, the predator explodes in a lightning acceleration, reaching a speed of 58 kilometers per hour. The barracuda pierces through the heart of the formation like a silver bolt, using its superior binocular vision to ensure a lethal and precise impact. This marine bolt is the relentless regulator of tropical ecosystems, maintaining the balance of power in the coral gardens through its murderous efficiency. The Great Barrier Reef is the most extensive living organism on planet Earth, a colossal structure of majestic beauty visible from outer space. Contrary to its appearance as inert stone, coral is a collection of living polyps that build calcium fortresses to house the ocean's richest biodiversity. These marine architects live in perfect symbiosis with microscopic algae called zooxanthellae, which give them their vibrant colors and the vital energy to grow. However, the increase in water temperature above 30 degrees Celsius breaks this sacred bond, causing the devastating phenomenon of bleaching. Under extreme thermal stress, polyps expel their colorful allies, revealing the white and translucent skeleton of the coral colony. Without the algae to provide food through photosynthesis, the coral enters a state of deep starvation that can lead to mass death. The collapse of coral structures means the loss of shelter for 25% of all marine species that depend on this biological infrastructure. In the last decade, mass bleaching events have affected thousands of kilometers of the Great Barrier, putting the survival of this unique ecosystem in doubt. The climate crisis acts as an invisible predator, suffocating underwater gardens with heat waves that exceed the reef's natural resilience. Protecting the heart of the coral is an urgent global mission to ensure that the ocean's heartbeat does not stop before the silence of eternal white. The Great Barrier Reef faces its final frontier against global warming and the toxic tide of plastic pollution suffocating the oceans. Protecting these 2,300 kilometers of biological structure is a vital mission to maintain the balance of life on all of planet Earth. Marine conservation, driven by science and international cooperation, is the only real shield against the 2 degrees Celsius increase in sea temperature. The fate of the blue abysses depends on our ability to act today, ensuring that the underwater gardens do not become calcium cemeteries. The future of the Great Barrier Reef is the future of our world, a legacy of wild beauty that must prevail for eternity under the waves. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next content. Don't forget to share your opinions with us through the comments section.